Welcome to part 7 of the Building Better Batteries webinar series that is sponsored by Thermo Fisher Scientific. My name is Christina Pogel, Senior Manager for Content Strategy at Wiley, and I will be the moderator today. This is an 8-part webinar series that explores the intricate process of battery development, from materials research to cell manufacturing. This series aims to identify unmet needs and prevent failures while maintaining high-quality assurance standards. You will learn about essential topics that ensure the quality and longevity of batteries, gaining insights into advanced techniques and methodologies for diagnosing battery issues, understanding failure root causes, and implementing preventive strategies. In case you have missed one of our previous sessions, you can still watch them all on demand here on this event platform. Today, we will learn from Barry Pierce, a Strategic Key Accounts Manager, and Luigi Raspolini, the Product Marketing Manager, both at Thermo Fisher Scientific, how to enhance battery R&D and manufacturing via advanced data management and interpretation.
As a company, Thermo Fisher Scientific has a clear mission: to enable our customers to make the world healthier, cleaner, and safer. Let's break that down a bit further. Healthier. Thermo Fisher Scientific contributes to human health by empowering our customers with advanced technologies and expertise. This allows them to develop breakthrough medicines and diagnostics that improve lives across the globe. From life-saving treatments to innovative diagnostics, our customers rely on us to help them achieve the impossible. Cleaner. In the fight against climate change and environmental degradation, Thermo Fisher Scientific provides the tools to understand these challenges and develop greener solutions. Our technologies help ensure the quality of air and water, essential elements for life on our planet. Together with our customers, we are committed to preserving the environment for future generations. Safer. From detecting contaminants in food to solving crimes and identifying threats, we help our customers protect their communities. Our instruments and solutions are designed to keep people safe, and together, we are determined to make the world a safer place. At Thermo Fisher Scientific, we are not just creating products. We're enabling our customers to make an impact on the world. Thermo Fisher Scientific is the global leader in serving science operating in 170 territories with over 140,000 colleagues, generating over $40 billion of revenue, and they reinvesting almost $1.3 billion annually in new products. Within the battery market, Thermo Fisher Scientific partners globally to deliver advanced integrated solutions from the research laboratory to the battery production line that ensure material quality and accelerate improvements in battery production efficiency. Thermo Fisher Scientific serves the battery value chain with advanced analytics from research to recycling, with market-leading technologies in spectroscopy, electron microscopy, and mass spectrometry. Within this webinar series, we will be focusing on the mining and mineral processing, battery component materials QC, and production pieces of the battery manufacturing value chain. There are many dynamics affecting the battery industry. Firstly, to compete in the battery marketplace, new battery manufacturers need to get to high yield, high volume manufacturing fast. Poor quality costs material, production volume, and time. We must prioritize quality. Saving money on metrology is seldom rewarded with anything but headaches. Companies are prioritizing quality. Secondly, new battery companies are investing in innovation. There's little chance to catch up with established battery manufacturing companies in China by repeating what they do. Companies are looking to leapfrog. They are investing in advanced technologies early to facilitate faster product development and troubleshooting of quality failures. Thirdly, new battery companies are thinking globally. They may have a laboratory and pilot line in Mumbai, but they will want to replicate that capability as they scale their operations in Europe and North America. Consequently, they need global partners who can support their growth in every territory.
And now I will hand over to our two speakers today, Barry Pierce, a Strategic Key Accounts Manager, and Luigi Raspolini, a Product Marketing Manager, both at Thermo Fisher Scientific.
Thanks everybody for joining this webinar. I'm Luigi Raspolini, Product Marketing Manager for Avizo Software, and today I'm going to tell you something about our software. Avizo software takes care of interpreting data. It can help you in the interpretation process, or it can fully automate this process. This interaction is based in 3 steps. The first one is being able to visualize data, supporting from one to multiple dimension and different types of data also together. Avizo allows you to explore the data inside out, really seeing what's hiding below the surface. With the segmentation and measurement capability, Avizo will extract the logical components in your sample and measure them so that you can clearly characterize all the features of interest inside your data. And finally, the output is going to be a report that contains all the key information that you need to take away to be able to activate this data and transform them into actionable information. The image interpretation process is based off 3 steps. The first one is enhancing the data that you provide into Avizo. The second step is the segmentation. This is where really Avizo understands what are the logical constituents of an image to understand what are the features that are of interest for you. Finally, we need to perform all the measurements that are necessary to provide you the information that you need for your experiment. Examples of image enhancement, as we see in the deck, are coming either from artificial intelligence implementation or from traditional segmentation. And these encompass but are not limited to denoising or removal of artifacts such as curtaining in small dual beam data. This step is important to perform at the beginning of your process so that the data that you utilize for segmentation are clear and intelligible as possible for the software. The next step is segmentation. This is where we actually create some color in our image to understand what are the different components that make it. When we look at the segmented data, it becomes much more clear what are the components of each image. Like in the left, we can see particles and cracks or binder detected automatically. And on the right side, we see how the layers above and below the electron collector in this cathode material are detected. Finally, as far as a colorful image is beautiful to look at, it's not actionable. So we need to perform measurements, plot them, and potentially put them in a report so that then they are actionable and the operators or the engineers or the scientists that are working with this data can actually make something with them. The type of data that Avizo supports are very broad. We go from 2D data, as you see on the left side, they come from SEM, so high throughput type of microscopes, all the way to very complex experiments run with synchrotron or TEM or multiple series of data, but also something very operational like CT data. So on the left side, you see some 2D types of experiment where we look at the very operational type of information, such as the presence of cracks in NMC particles, the porosity of separators, or also the particle size distribution in anode material, or in the precursor, where we look at the primary particle size. In the middle lane, you will find all the some of the 3D capabilities. So we have the advanced visualization capabilities of unrolling a battery so that we can look at it as a flat electrode, but also an AI module that even in very noisy data sets can clearly segment the overhang of the battery. But also something a bit more advanced, like the simulation of the flux of fluid through the separator so that you can really understand the diffusivity inside this material, or how particles are connected inside the cathode to understand really what is the conductivity that takes place in your sample. On the right-hand side, we see the really advanced challenges with the deformation analysis, comparing a fresh cell with a cycled cell from CT scans, but also spectroscopy examples. And I think it's particularly noteworthy, the top right one, where we look at the lithium distribution using tough SIMS in a dual beam. But we, of course, can also handle spectroscopy, EDX data from dual beam and TEM tomography. Avizo also supports data that come from very diverse hardware. From SEM to FIBSEM to TEM, we of course cover all the electron microscopy range that Thermo Fisher has to offer. But of course, we can also handle data that come from CT or from synchrotron. So really, the data type for Avizo is rather irrelevant. We can just process all this data together or individually. And in fact, we can actually correlate the information that come from the different types of system. With the correlative module, you can actually go from CT scanner data all the way to dual beam data. So That enables very diverse type of experiment. You can increase the depth of your information by identifying the feature of interest or the region of interest in your city, and then relocating that specific area, going lower and lower in the size of the features that you're imaging. So you can actually transfer that sample to a different device and relocate the same feature of interest so that, for example, with a dual beam, you can go further with the depth of information and extract more about the chemical composition, for example, of the material, or more the microstructure or the nanostructure of the same feature. Our portfolio is very broad and goes to from complete customization to complete freedom. Avizo 3D is our flagship product. This actually gives you everything that you can use in terms of segmentation. We have the most vast library of segmentation tool, and we also have an AI environment where you can label your data to create your ground truth. You can train an AI model, and then you can execute this AI model on your data. Additionally, we offer support for the Python environment, which means you can also script your own solution and have them communicate with Avizo to integrate them in your workflow. So this is our maximum freedom solution, and it's versatile for the engineer or the scientist that every day needs to do something different. If your workflow is more focused on solving a specific challenge, we have Avizo Throughput. This is an off-the-shelf collection of workflows with pass or fail type of report, or Avizo for industrial inspection. This is a solution that we customize to your specific need. So you tell us how the software needs to look like and what it needs to give you, and we'll make sure that the software will actually be able to do that. Finally, a summary of what we discussed. Avizo is a software for image interpretation. It translates imaging data into actionable information that you can use from your project, whether this is a scientific research or a very daily type of quality check. Imaging and spectroscopy data are no challenge for Avizo. It can not just handle them, display and visualize them for you, but also connect them so that you can correlate information coming from different platforms. Finally, Avizo software can be really customized to every user based on what are your needs and maximizing the output that you can get from our software. So I now give the stage to my colleague, Barry. He's going to talk to you about LIMS. While Avizo collects the data and makes them actionable, when you have a lot of data and you have to make sense of all this data, you need a more extended type of support and a different type of platform. And Barry is going to talk to you about a solution for that.
Thank you very much, Luigi. In the next 20 minutes or so, I'd like to cover how deploying a laboratory information management system, or LIMS, can enable battery manufacturers with meeting their quality, efficiency, and innovation needs. Sample Manager LIMS is our established laboratory information management system designed to support organizations through the entire life cycle of battery development, with a primary focus on quality assurance, quality control in production. Integrating Sample Manager LIMS can significantly enhance battery manufacturing by focusing on the critical stage of quality assurance and quality control in production. Sample Manager boosts efficiency. In the production stage, the software facilitates battery cycle testing and failure analysis, providing immediate insights into what has failed and why. It centralizes performance analysis data from pre-production to end product stages. The LIMS integrates seamlessly with established systems such as manufacturing execution systems, or MES, and enterprise resource planning, ERP, streamlining product and material quality testing and offering a holistic view of both lab and production data. Supports smart operations. Pre-configured intuitive dashboards provide robust insights, safeguard the consistency and integrity of samples, and track raw material traceability and help reduce scrap rates by centralizing data. We ensure consistency. The laboratory execution system within the Sample Manager software drives repeatable automated testing processes, ensuring the integrity of the battery during testing and delivering fair and consistent results. While the battery solution is specifically targeted for QA/QC applications, it's important to note that Sample Manager LIMS also offers core capabilities that can be leveraged in an R&D environment. These include streamlining of workflows. Sample Manager LIMS software helps automate routine analysis, data handling, and reporting tasks, freeing up valuable time for researchers to focus on innovation. It aggregates and stores all pre, in, and post-process measurement data in a structured, transparent, and accessible manner. This allows for easy manipulation and analysis to achieve desired R&D outcomes. With an integrated electronic lab notebook, or ELN, the software supports the recording and storage of unstructured data in various formats, such as rich text, spreadsheets, and PDFs, linking them to relevant samples or tests. Essentially, it's an electronic version of the lab notebooks we used as undergrads. By connecting FAIR data and making it available for AI and machine learning, labs can continually mine their data for new insights, advancing the development of future battery technologies. The Sample Manager LIMS battery solution is an implementation accelerator built with input from collaborating customers from the lithium-ion battery industry. It reduces time to go live and delivers the following: complete sample management and batch traceability from raw materials all the way through to finished cells and battery packs. System and instrument integration to help maximize your technology investments. Instrument calibration, maintenance, and lab personnel training records to support ISO 17025 compliance. It's a proven workflow-driven solution to drive repeatable and reliable QA testing, and provides support with data integrity and compliance to typical laboratory and regulatory standards such as ISO TC 333, ISO 12405, and ASTM. Now, how does LIMS support lab and data management across the entire value chain? Here are a few highlights. We connect to instruments and equipment to collect data for material composition and purity characterization. A built-in electronic lab notebook, or ELN, supports experimental studies to record and store unstructured data in a variety of formats. We can apply AI and machine learning to predict chemical properties based upon previous results, tracking the inventory of raw materials, stocks, and reagents, and to be alerted for low inventory or upcoming expiration. Trace, manage, and chart raw materials and batch datasets, including purity and composition, quality, and degradation analysis over time. We track metallurgical samples to optimize performance, throughput, and recovery of raw materials, and enable fair and randomized testing to drive reliable, consistent results. Automatically capture results from instruments for calibration and maintenance activities, plus manage traceability across matrix sequence testing. Sample test results are checked on entry and automatically flagged if out of specification. Stakeholders can be automatically alerted of incidents and requests for retesting. Analytical quality control supports the auto-login of instrument control samples to ensure instruments are calibrated and performing as expected. Statistical quality control testing and management capabilities alert trending results and their behavior over time to support repeatable, reliable testing and processes. Tests can be assigned to equipment and dashboards utilized to identify process bottlenecks and better manage resources. Efficiency is gained from the planning and scheduling of equipment, with tracking of available circuits for testing, generating metrics for circuit sample loading, particularly important for long test cycles. Support of data integrity during the inspection and characterization of spent batteries, and so drive repeatable testing processes for recycling and repurposes. And finally, supporting compliance with the latest environmental and industry regulations. As we move towards Industry 4.0, it's crucial for battery manufacturers to adopt technologies that meet the evolving needs of the industry. Let's explore how integrating a laboratory information management system supports this transition. Let's first focus on Industry 4.0 needs. Industry 4.0 emphasizes the need for automation to streamline workflows and minimize manual intervention, thus driving operational efficiency. Real-time data collection and analysis is essential for making informed decisions and optimizing production processes. Leveraging AI and machine learning allows for continual innovation and predictive insights, keeping manufacturers ahead of the curve. Seamless integration across various systems ensures end-to-end visibility and control over the manufacturing process. So this is how LIMS provides this through integration. Integrating LIMS automates routine tasks such as analysis and data management, significantly enhancing efficiency. The battery solution for Sample Manager, LIMS, centralizes data storage, ensuring all pre, in, and post-process data is easily accessible and analyzable. By facilitating AI and ML applications, LIMS enables labs to derive continuous insights from their data, fostering ongoing technological advancements. And ensuring connectivity, Sample Manager LIMS seamlessly syncs with MES, ERP, and other systems, providing an holistic view of operations and ensuring connectivity across the manufacturing process. Let's delve deeper into how Sample Manager LIMS supports the integration into Industry 4.0 by connecting to existing systems and workflows in battery manufacturing. Sample Manager LIMS integrates seamlessly with manufacturing execution systems, ensuring synchronization between laboratory data and the manufacturing operations. This integration provides consistent and accurate data throughout the production lifecycle, eliminating data silos and enabling a unified view of operations, and then providing enhanced documentation. By integrating with the electronic lab notebooks, Sample Manager LIMS allows for digital recording and retrieval of laboratory experiments and results. This ensures that all experimental data and protocols are readily available for review and compliance purposes, enhancing documentation accuracy and accessibility. Through all of this, unique sample IDs are essential for tracking. Each sample within Sample Manager LIMS is assigned a unique identifier, enabling precise tracking from raw materials to finished products. This traceability is crucial for identifying the source of any issues and maintaining accurate records, ensuring accountability and transparency. Unique IDs ensure the complete history of each sample is easily accessible. This supports data integrity and facilitates retrospective analysis, allowing for better decision-making and continuous improvement. Maintaining the purity of raw materials. By tracking unique sample IDs, Sample Manager LIMS ensures that raw materials and the ongoing intermediates are handled correctly. This significantly reduces the risk of contamination. This is essential for maintaining high purity standards and product quality. The system also monitors and records the quality of raw materials from different suppliers, ensuring that only those meeting stringent quality criteria are used in production. This proactive approach helps in maintaining consistent quality and reliability. Enhancing quality assurance and compliance. Unique sample IDs help maintain comprehensive records that meet regulatory requirements. This ensures that all manufacturing processes are transparent and auditable, facilitating easier compliance with industry standards. Sample Manager LIMS supports rigorous quality control procedures, ensuring that all products meet predetermined specifications and standards. This enhances overall product quality and reliability, aligning with the high demands of the battery industry. Following on from our discussion on how Sample Manager LIMS drives Industry 4.0 in battery manufacturing, let's now focus on its capabilities in instrument integration and data management. Enhanced data accuracy. The battery solution for Sample Manager LIMS offers robust support for integrating various analytical instruments, such as scanning electron microscopes, SEM, inductively coupled plasma optical emission spectroscopy, ICP-OES, Fourier transform infrared spectroscopy, FTIR, and X-ray fluorescence, XRF. By directly interfacing with these instruments, the LIMS captures data automatically, significantly reducing the risk of human error and ensuring high levels of data integrity. This seamless integration allows for real-time data capture and processing. As a result, the data is immediately available for further analysis and decision-making, enhancing the speed and efficiency of our operations. Data management. Effective data management is crucial for maintaining high standards of quality and efficiency in battery manufacturing. Sample Manager LIMS excels in this area through several advanced features. For example, the software includes statistical process control, SPC charts, and comprehensive laboratory management dashboards. These tools help visualize key metrics and trends, facilitating proactive quality control and process optimization. When combined with the data analytics AI solution for Sample Manager LIMS, the integration of artificial intelligence and machine learning algorithms allows for real-time data monitoring and analysis. These technologies can detect anomalies, predict potential failures, and provide actionable insights, therefore significantly improving process reliability and reducing downtime. Additionally, Sample Manager LIMS supports advanced data analysis techniques. This capability enhances laboratory efficiency by enabling scientists to quickly interpret large data sets and make informed decisions. Ultimately, this boosts overall productivity and ensures that we can meet the high demands of the battery industry. Before we start to wrap up, let's explore how Sample Manager LIMS supports efficiency and drives future innovations in battery manufacturing. One of the key strengths of Sample Manager LIMS is its ability to implement strategies that minimize waste and optimize resource utilization. By leveraging comprehensive data analysis and real-time monitoring, the system identifies inefficiencies in the production process and provides actionable insights to address them. Increased traceability via LIMS helps manufacturers reduce scrap in battery manufacturing in several ways. Firstly, by identifying defects early. LIMS tracks raw materials and production processes, catching defective batches before further processing. Secondly, through process optimization, continuous monitoring and data analysis optimize production parameters, reducing variability and defects. Third, with root cause analysis, detailed traceability quickly identifies root causes, enabling timely corrective actions. Fourthly, it ensures compliance and quality control. Adherence to quality standards minimizes the risk of non-compliant batches being scrapped. For example, if raw materials are substandard, LIMS can trace all related products, allowing manufacturers to isolate and address issues before large-scale scrap occurs. Sample Manager LIMS plays an evolving role in supporting battery technology innovations. As new materials and technologies emerge, the system adapts to accommodate these advancements, providing the flexibility to stay at the forefront of the industry. This adaptability is crucial for driving continuous innovation and maintaining a competitive edge. A notable innovation facilitated by Sample Manager LIMS is the concept of the battery passport. This digital document provides comprehensive traceability and transparency throughout the battery lifecycle. By recording detailed information about the materials, manufacturing process, and performance of each battery, the battery passport ensures compliance with regulatory standards and enhances consumer confidence. To round off, by combining the image interpretation capabilities of Avizo, inputs from other lab instruments and electrical cycle testers, we provide an advanced data management and interpretation platform where fair, actionable data is used to make data-driven decisions. And thus, researchers and engineers benefit from transforming imaging data into reports. Decision makers have the advantage of having access to the bigger picture. And now I think we have time for questions.
Yeah, thank you very much, Luigi and Barry, for your presentations. And as you mentioned already, Barry, we will now continue with our Q&A session. So this is a quick reminder to everyone to submit all your questions to our two experts now. And we will start with the first one that came in for you, Barry. So users have instruments from multiple vendors in their labs, but do you also connect to non-Thermo Fisher instruments?
Thank you, Christina, and thank you for the person who asked the question. That's a great question. So the short answer is yes. It's actually quite unusual to find a laboratory purely with a single vendor in that laboratory. And so, yes, it's quite common for there to be other for us to connect Sample Manager LIMS to other vendors. Preference, of course, is to go through an API, so where we can push down sequence of samples that need to be measured, and then through the API pull back the results or the images, which we can then pull into and process within Sample Manager LIMS. Or alternatively, for older instruments or more basic instruments, then we can just use traditional fat file transfer to integrate to third-party instruments. I hope I've addressed that.
Yeah, that's great. Thank you very much, Barry. So we will now continue with a question for you, Luigi. Does Avizo use AI?
Thank you, Christina. Yeah, of course, Avizo can rely very heavily on AI, and it can be also your environment to create your own AI model. In Avizo, you can label your data to create ground truth. You can start the training based on your ground truth, and therefore you can create models that are trained for your specific data and for the specific challenge that you are after. And of course, still in Avizo, you can execute these models so that if you have more data that you want to process in the same way, you can just keep your preferred models and just reuse them when you need them.
Okay, thank you. There's actually a follow-up question as well. What file formats does Avizo support?
Well, the file format support of Avizo is very broad. So we support most imaging formats. As you've seen in the slides, we support data coming from many different types of instruments, and we can also support combination of these file types. Like in the case of spectroscopy information, in that case, we need to support imaging data simultaneously with spectroscopy data. So that, of course, creates this extra layer of complexity. But if you have any kind of specific file format in mind that you would like if Avizo is compatible with, just let me know and we'll verify that.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. Barry, I think the next one is for you again. Do you offer a cloud-based solution or SaaS model?
Yes, we do. So we've partnered with Amazon Web Services to offer a cloud offering, and this is on a subscription basis. And this is something where we actually have our own corporate infrastructure and security team responsible for that infrastructure, and we have a dedicated support team for maintaining the SLA that we set up with the customer. So definitely we have a cloud-based offering. We also support on-prem, whether on customer managed cloud, for example, with their own subscriptions, with their own cloud subscription, or on their own, or on a customer's own hardware if they want to self-manage their hardware and databases and so forth. So yeah, all three options are available.
Perfect. So Luigi, you confirmed that Avizo does use AI. Is it also possible to develop custom AI models from our data?
So absolutely, we have a team that's dedicated to software customization. So among other things, they can also train AI models for you. So you can provide the data, and they will return back with a trained model that you can execute in Avizo. Or like we use anyway standard format, we rely on the ONNX platform architecture for our AI. So everything that can read that type of file, of course, can execute the models that we create in Avizo. However, if you also have a look at the website, we have a dedicated web page where we show our new segmentation workroom. You will see that it's extremely easy to create your own AI models. So you might also want to consider doing it on your own.
Nice, thank you so much. Barry, another one about the sample manager LIMS you mentioned. Is it possible to configure it as an end user?
That's a very good question, actually. Sample Manager is end user configurable, and so we actually open up the same tools as our professional services organization use for doing our project work, and we provide training courses on the use of those tools. Now, of course, access to those functions within Sample Manager are controlled via our role group security model. So only specifically dedicated end users that have been granted that access can actually change the working of and configure the working of the system for themselves. And we encourage there to be like a development area, a testing database, and then the production system, so that changes are actually rolled into the live system in a controlled manner to make sure that the live system is operationally correctly, but giving you the flexibility to deploy your own changes to the configuration as your needs change and develop. So yeah, that's something that Sample Manager is particularly strong in, enabling end user configuration and strict control.
Great, thank you very much, Barry. And so there is another question. Luigi, maybe you can take this one. Which techniques are most effective for in situ battery testing?
Okay, so in situ can happen in several different type of devices. So you can do tensile and compression testing. It's a typical test, or like also heat cycling. This can be done in SEM. It can be done also in CT. Also in TM, you can do more advanced type of in situ experiment, including also gases that allow you to visualize also chemical reactions. Specifically for the deformation, I think there was also something in the slides. We have a tool that allows to measure the deformation before and after deformation. So you can really see which portion of the battery are more sensitive and are more prone to deforming, for example, after cycling, or if they're being compressed. And this helps reducing the risk that are related to short circuiting and the battery catching fire.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. And while there are more questions coming in, I would like to remind everyone that this is already part 7 of our battery series. So if you have missed any of our previous sessions, you can stay on this platform. Right after this talk, you can access all our available talks that are already there on demand. And all questions that we cannot address during this live Q&A because they might be too specific. We can answer via email. Yeah, I think with that, we will wait a few more minutes to see if there are any more questions coming in. Okay, there's one. What advancements are being made toward developing batteries without nickel and cobalt, such as lithium iron phosphate for safer EVs and reduced fire risk?
So the nickel cobalt based batteries are used mostly for their higher capacity, right? So the performance that they have and also the cyclability that they have is still superior to other battery types. Obviously, there are investigations going in multiple directions in terms of which batteries are going to be the future. That's unfortunately not a question we have an answer to. That's more some question for probably some major battery manufacturers. What we can see is that we've seen also different roads taken, like for example, employing sodium or the lithium iron phosphate based ones are nowadays more used for smaller devices because of the lower capacity and also the lower nominal voltage that they provide. So obviously, every battery is fitted for a best application, and probably the solid state will be the ones, the technology addressing more the safety of batteries.
Great. Thank you very much, Luigi. I think that was really helpful as well. And as mentioned before, some of the questions might be very specific, so we will make sure that we find the right people to answer your questions directly. I can see there. Okay, so we have one that came in about battery and 3D printing. Can you say something about that as well? About the testing, I guess.
So maybe we need some clarification on what the question actually asks. What you've seen in terms of models and segmented portion of the battery that we can create with Avizo, you can 3D print. So if you want to have a better view at how the battery looks like inside and you want to actually print a dummy model of that, that's absolutely possible. So we can save in a file format that can be used for 3D printing. If you're talking about 3D printing the battery themselves, that's unfortunately, I think, outside of the expertise of the people in the call.
Okay, but we do have, so we have a relatively long question, but a short answer from an expert who is there here with us also in the background. And the question is, CATL talks about achieving PBB parts per billion level defects in their battery production. They and other Chinese battery manufacturers are leading in the use of data-informed manufacturing. Is the Chinese large-scale manufacturing market one that Thermo Fisher serves? If so, please elaborate on your learnings. And yes, China is still the biggest customer. Would one of you like to add in something, Luigi or Barry?
Well, in terms of Thermo Fisher's engagement with the China battery market, then China is still our biggest area of customers in terms of those customers that we work with in this field. It's hard to comment on the specific work that individual customers do because quite often we work very closely with them and we're under strict NDA and other confidentiality agreements. However, we, in terms of the volume of work we do, then by far the largest market we work with is China for lithium battery customers.
Great. Thank you so much, Barry, for adding this. And now, I think you've answered all the questions that we can take live. And as mentioned before, the other ones that might be too specific for this round will be transferred to our experts who will come back to you via email. Thank you so much again, Barry and Luigi, for this great presentation today, for answering all those questions. It was a great discussion with you both. And thanks for everyone who joined us today. And make sure, of course, to watch the other presentations that are already available on demand. But also, of course, our last event for this 8-part webinar series sponsored by Thermo Fisher, which is another panel discussion of expert speakers. See you again very soon. Thank you so much.
Thanks, everybody.
Yeah, thanks, everyone. Thank you, Christina, for hosting this. Thank you.